All right. Good evening, guys. My name is Stephanie J. Sanders, and I am an EVP Gold with the fabulous and amazing company known as My Econ, which is the Personal Financial Success Company. So some of you guys on the webinar are already associates, and this will be a training for you. And those of you who are not an associate with us, there is going to be some terminology that I want you guys to write down, take notes about, and get back to the person who introduced you to this webinar. Okay? Again, in the chat is the link to the worksheet that we will be going through. If you do not have it printed out, you can definitely follow along with us and print it out later. Make sure you have your pen, your paper, your crayon, your handy dandy notebook, and all of those things that you need to take copious notes. And we're going to get started right now. I am going to share my screen. And first, I'm going to show you guys how to actually get to the tool that we will be training on. So again, my name is Stephanie Janae Sanders, and this is a tool that helped me pay off $100,000 of student loan debt. And that's what I'm going to show you, that it doesn't take sales, but it does take a very precise strategy. But the great thing about this tool is that it's based on you and your situation. So you don't need any outside help to get your debt erased. So you would first log into your back office. And then you will go to the button that says Tools. In Tools, you will go to your Cashflow Strategist. Now, in here, you can create as many strategies as you want. You can also create strategies for your spouse or your children. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like during this training. But I have several different strategies because you want to have different, you want to give yourself options. And then you want to make the best financial decision for yourself. But you want to know all your options first. Also, it is connected to our cash flow manager. And this is the tool that we use to log all of our receipts and our budget. And you can always go through your cash flow manager, and is at the top where it says Cashflow Strategist. So now that we know how to get to it, now we're going to start the training. All right, guys, so this is the ABCs of strategy. This is what you guys need to know and how to create a personal financial success plan for yourself. Now, on your worksheet, I will be going through it. So wherever you see red lettering, that's what I would like you guys to fill in. So at the top where it says A is for assign. Now, when I went to the Cashflow Strategist, I hope you noticed that it said A, B, and C. That's how the Cashflow Strategist is broken up. So the first part is the assign. So number one, you're going to assign your money's different tasks. So the first task is the top 5 financial goals. The second is your retirement freedom goals. The third is your debt elimination. And 4, your recurring monthly expenses. Now, within the Cashflow Strategist, they have the current monthly costs versus the new monthly costs. And I'll be talking about that once we get to that part. But it's very important, guys, that you learn to assign your money's tasks. Because once you assign it, it has a job to do. If you don't assign your money's tasks, then you're in danger of just spending it without knowing where it's going. So your cash flow is going to end up negative versus positive. So in the blanks next to A, you should have assign. Number 1 is financial. Number 2 is retirement. Number 3 is debt. Number 4 is monthly. And then your A is current. And then new is on the same line. So your top 5 financial goals. Now, this is a screenshot of how it looks on your end when you actually go in and put in your information. Give it a name. So for purposes of this is my training 1, and then it's going to ask you some questions. What is important to you? And you're just going to number them from 1 to 5 based on your personal importance. Now, number 2, your retirement freedom goals. Now, a lot of us don't think of retirement. We don't think that far down. So this tool actually helps us think for our future. So the first question is, what's the least amount of monthly income you desire at retirement? So you want to factor in what you're paying now. Okay. And think about, the only other thing I would say to think about and add in is medical. So think about what you're making now, your monthly income now, and just think of medical. How much of that extra would you need for your lifestyle? So for this, I have $5,000. What's the latest year you plan on retiring? For purposes of this training, I have 2049. So think about your retirement. How many years do you plan on retirement? And you'll put it there. Number 3 asks you, how much of your monthly retirement income do you expect to receive from Social Security and company pension plans? Now, unfortunately, millennials, we don't think of a Social Security plan. In our minds, we don't think it's going to be there. So for purposes of this, I didn't put it here. And when I originally did this for my, before I paid off the debt, I didn't add any monies here. And if you are closer to Social Security or would like to know how much you would get from Social Security, please go to www.ssa.gov. This website will actually show you how much potential Social Security you would have during your retirement years. Okay. Number 4, an investment portfolio. Well, when I first did this, I didn't have an investment portfolio. How much money do you currently invest in long term? Nothing. A lot of us don't have any extra money to invest. How many additional monies? 0. How much money do you have set aside for emergencies? Unfortunately, many of us don't have an emergency fund. So for this, I have 0. Do you feel like you have a current plan in place that you can accomplish for retirement? No. So guys, what you're looking at is part of what I did before I paid off that debt. So as you can see, I have no monies to help me out at this time for retirement. Now, debt elimination. Now, this is a big one. What you're looking at is my creditors, the balance owed, and the minimum payments. So a lot of my debt was attributed to my student loans, Chase Bank, ALPLN, and then I had several federal loans. So these loans right here are my private loans. And then I had federal loans on top of it. I only had 2 credit cards and a car note. And then I had the dentist. So when you go in and you set up your strategist, make sure that you have all of your debts and how much you owe and the minimum payments. Okay? Next, your reoccurring monthly expenses. No matter if you're rich or if you're poor, there's some things that you're always going to need. And that is a roof over your head, the lights to be on, and if you have a car insurance. Okay, you want to put everything down that you spend monthly on this sheet. And when you first do this, you want to put your current monthly costs and you want to match it with your new monthly costs. And I'll explain why in a moment. But you want these two numbers to be the same when you first start off. Okay? And I want you to take a look at tithes and charities. Now think about this, guys. If you guys have children, right? Your charity is giving to Girl Scouts or paying for cheerleading, right? Those are donations that you're going to have anyway. So you want to make sure you write this down. Now, those things aren't monthly, but you want to have a pot for your charity. You don't want to take from your bill money or your savings money or your retirement or investment money. You want to have a charity in its own pot. So with that, you want to factor that into your monthly expenses. Another thing I want you to take a look at is yourself. Think about those things that either one, you can't go without, like me, my nails, right? I can't go without it. So I always have to factor those in. Or those things that you're going to do anyway, such as going out to eat. You know, there's certain things, maybe you, your spouse, and your family, you guys like to go to the movies. That's your thing. And you may go to the movies maybe once or twice a month. You want to factor that into your monthly expenses. Now, if you're taking notes or if you're writing on this worksheet, I want you to write this down. Write the words living document. Living document. Because this is subject to change with your situation. And that's what makes it awesome, because it's not a set in stone expenses. Your expenses might change. Your gas bill might go up 1 month or down 1 month, you know, or you start to pay off things. So you want to know that you can go in and change this. But this looks like about most of our lives, right? We have rent. We have a cell phone, we have electricity, we may have my econ or another business. We definitely need the internet, and we may have some bills that we're paying once a month. Now, next on your worksheet, I want you to write the word build. So once you start to assign your money tasks, it takes everything that you put in the A portion, and now it starts to build your plan based on your situation, your numbers, and what you want for your future. So the first portion, you're going to see your retirement freedom year. Now, we said it was 2049. We're going to have $5,000. That is our retirement goal. Now, the strategist starts off at 8%. Okay? This means you have a rate of return in investments at 8%. So if you've been following us, and you've been listening to Ivy, you know what this is about. And he's going to go over a lot more of it tonight. But this $5,000, your projected pension, I didn't have any, right? So now it's telling me how much money, bottom line, how much money I need to have monthly invested at an 8% rate of return to get to where I want monthly by 2049. Now I'm going to pause here. Now, when it comes to this section, I want you guys to seek a financial advisor, because some of you have investment portfolios already because of your job. You have pension plans, you have 401ks, you have 403bs, and this is to help you with those conversations. Have you ever, been a little uneasy about talking about finances because you didn't know the lingo? Well, with this, now you can have those appropriate conversations. You have something in front of you that you can talk about with your financial advisor, as opposed to your financial advisor just telling you what to do. So this helps you take control of your finances and your investments, and it lessens that fear. The more you know, the more posture you have about, speaking about it, especially when it concerns your money. So in this area, please make a note, speak to your financial advisor. Okay. Next, your retirement freedom year equals your vision. This is your future. That's the moment, wherever it looks, feels, tastes, smells like, that year is your year. And I have it broken down in person A and person B. So step 1 is business income. So on your sheet, I want you to put next to person A, nothing. Okay? Person A decides to do nothing. Doesn't want to work a business. Some of us that are watching, you don't want a business. You don't want to do anything in a business. That's just not you at the moment. Okay? But person B is a person that takes advantage of my econ. Okay? When you take advantage of my econ, you will make $195, and that's only partnering up with 3 people. Okay? So person B is a my econ advocate. And if you're not too sure about what my econ is, it is the personal financial success system. And this tool is part of that system. So make sure you get back with the person that referred you to this webinar so they can help you understand a little bit more about what we do. But person B makes $195 a month. And guys, that's only partnering with 3 people. So step 1 is your business income. Step 2 is your income shift. And for those of you who are on the line that are unfamiliar with income shifting is a strategy that we use to help get out of debt, increase our credit scores, as well as generate passive income. So when it comes to step 2, the income shifting is a cash flow from tax savings and withholding allowance. Again, person A decides not to take advantage of anything, and they don't income shift. Person B, which was me, I took advantage of it, and I was able to income shift $340 back into my account. Okay? So step 3, this is your true cash flow. Remember when we wrote down living document? Well, we want to be real with ourselves, right? Person A, their current payments, when they did their, yeah, see it too. I don't know who that is, but could you line? Okay, I apologize. All right, so person A, their current payment was $3,015. Remember on side A how we filled out our current payments monthly? Well, this is what it comes out to be. Okay, person B has the same current payment, but let's take a look at the new payment, $2,645. Well, where did this come from? I'm getting ready to show you. Glad you asked. So remember I told you about these 2 columns, current monthly cost and your new monthly cost. And at the beginning, I said you want to make sure that both of these columns are the same. Well, that's because you want to know how much money is truly coming out of your household. So you can decide what you need to cut back on or give up in some cases. So person B decided that this $190 phone bill can be reduced.
So nice.
The business that they were working. If you're on the line, please mute your line for me.
Without even getting some sleep, and we both laugh about it.
Stephanie, right. You're probably going to need to go in and mute them.
Okay. Okay, did that. All right. So this person decided that this business that wasn't making any money, we just got rid of that. So as you can see, as you start cutting back and shaving down, this third column called monthly savings starts to appear. And instead of the $150 that this person was paying for themselves, they went to $50. So this person has a cash flow of $370, okay? And that $370 came from them looking at their finances and seeing what they can shave back on or eliminate. Guys, in some cases, you may not have that ability, and that's okay. But now you know what you need to work on. That's why this tool is so powerful, because it takes a realistic view of your situation. It's great to have it in here, but once it's written down, it's a whole nother situation. In some cases, you may find that you have more money than you thought you did. Okay? Step 4, and this is the best part, okay? Step 4, your personal financial plan. Now we're going to start with person A. Person A didn't do anything. They didn't do the business income. They didn't do the income shift, and they wasn't willing to cut down on anything that they were doing, which is fine. Okay. So there is 0 applied to that debt. As you can see, this tool generates you a personal financial plan. It doesn't start from the highest balance to the lowest, the one with more interest or vice versa. But based on the numbers and how much you're paying, it gives you a realistic account of how you can pay it off. So this $121,000 debt is going to take them 134 months. Let's look at debt 7. This was the highest bill that they had, $27,000. And it would take them 25 months according to this financial plan, if they did absolutely nothing. Now, notice how once you pay off one, you take that money and pay off the next. It's called a snowball effect. But if you've ever made a snowman, in order to make a snowball, you need a sufficient amount of snow before you can start rolling it into a ball. And that's what happens with repaying your debts. In order to start snowballing it, you need the money, you need enough money to actually knock it out. And that's what this is doing. So let's see person B. So this is 134 months, which is 11 years. 2029, they'll be debt free. That's not bad, right? Because in 2049 is when they want to retire. So they still have a substantial amount of years before they retire. Now, person B took advantage of 3 business partners a month, making $195. They shaved back on what they could and had an extra $370. They income shifted $440. And now they have $1,005 to throw at their debt. So look at how it drastically changes. Remember debt 7? Well, it went from 25 months to 13 months paid off. It's the same amount of debt, $121,000. But instead of 11 years, now it's going to take 65 months, which is 5.5 years. Instead of 2029, they pay it off in 2023. So not only do they have the money from the surplus of money from the debt, they still have this $1,000. So now they have $2,500 that they have in cash flow. Remember, cash flow is measured in time, not amounts. So now they have enough money to carry them after they pay all their bills. So 11 years, 5 years. I'm going to go with the 5. And that's how this tool helped me pay off so much. Because once I put in everything, I was able to take a look at my lifestyle and what I was doing to see how much money I could really throw at it, what I really need to do. If you're an associate, it helps you plan monthly. It shows you how many partners you need a month, or suggest it so you can make X amount of money so you can pay off the debt in the amount of time that you want to. So guys, this is a powerful tool. If you are not with the company, please get back with the person that introduced you to this, so you can have your own personal financial plan so you can start knocking out that debt in less than 30 years. Another thing about this is that it helps you make better informed decisions. This tool does not say take all of your money and put it into your debt. It asks you this question 2 times. The monies that you have available, you can use it for personal use, your emergency fund, or your investment. you don't want to wait until you pay off your debt to start investing. You don't want to wait to pay off your debt to start your emergency fund. You want to start it as soon as possible, because emergencies will come up. Things will happen, and you don't want to take from your monthly expenses pot. You want to take from the pot that is from. So it helps you generate those better decisions for your situation. And that's powerful, you guys, as well as your investments. You may be able to put in a little bit more than you thought you could. Maybe you can match your job now that you know how much money you actually have. Now, step 5. And again, I am going to direct you to a financial advisor. But this shows you that if you start in 2018 for person A, by 2029, you'll be debt free. By 2049, which is the retirement year that person A wanted, they'll have financial freedom, meaning they'll have the amount of money that they needed to have the $5,000 a month. And this is your table to show you that before A, B, and C, you didn't have any investments. Remember those zeros? That's what these are. D, E, and F, pre-debt, you didn't have anything. But E and F shows you that after you paid off your debt, if you start investing this amount at 8% rate of return, this is going to be your outcome. And this is what you will need to be financially free at 2049. Now let's take a look at person B. They're debt free a lot sooner in 2023. They're going to be financially free in 2035, which is a lot faster than 2049. So let's take advantage of this tool. Let's start thinking and walking in the fact that we are going to retire and we're going to have investment portfolios a lot sooner because we started now. If you start now, you don't have to worry about later. So your C is your carryout. On your cash flow manager, your C is your cash flow strategist. Your C is your printable version of your plan. And I highly suggest that you print out 3 versions. You see what it looks like if you did nothing. You see what it looks like if you did something. And then you see what it looks like if you really went to work and did a whole lot. Okay? And you'll see the difference. And you want to put that in your house so you can see it every single day. Now, it being the cash flow strategist will lead you to your vision. All you have to do is follow the plan. Remember, guys, it's a living document. You have the ability to go in and change your situation, but you have to change it. You have to update it. And that's the most important part, being active in your financial life. Again, my name is Stephanie Sanders. It's about to end in 10 minutes. My name is Stephanie Sanders, and we have time for questions. I'm going to check the chat. I'm going to check the chat to see if we have any questions. If you need the strategist, it is posted in the chat. So I unmute yourself and unmute yourself if you have a question, comment, or concern.
Hi, what was the fill-in for retirement freedom year, the B part?
That would be your vision. Your retirement freedom year is your vision.
And the step 1, 2, and 3, I have 4 is personal financial plan.
Step 1 is your business income. Step 2 is your income shift. Step 3 is your true cash flow.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do I have any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Thank you. I appreciate you going through all of that. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the cash flow manager again and put together something for myself 3 different times. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for joining.
Stephanie, this is Sheila Morton. Thank you as well. I'm going to be following your steps and trying to see how I can benefit from it as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And I do want to let you guys know that I do have an in-depth training where I actually walk you through the steps one by one, more in depth. And just stick with me, and I will be giving you the information on when it's going to be launching and things like that. So I can, be an accountability partner for you and help you like I wanted somebody to help me. So I definitely thank you guys. I have about 3 minutes left. I am very conscious about time and I don't want to keep you guys long. So I definitely appreciate you. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, please hit me up via Facebook or via phone number if you have it. If not, if you have any questions or concerns about my econ, please get with the person that introduced you to this webinar so they can answer any questions that you may have. And my email is Stephanie Janay, Janay, 4 @gmail.com. So if I don't have any further questions, I want you guys to have a marvelous and awesome evening, and I'll be speaking to you guys soon. Awesome. I'm going to put my email in the chat for you.
Awesome deal, Stephanie. I think you did an amazing job. As you know, you constantly harping to me that I need to get my strategist done is what allowed me to go ahead and get it done. I'm still going to need a little bit of your help with it, but just to know that you're only a phone call or email away is absolutely wonderful. I appreciate your training on this.
Thank you for being here. All right, I just placed my email in the chat, and you guys have a marvelous and awesome evening. I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.